Hey guys, welcome to today's video. In this video, we are going to solve one more LeetCode question, uh, which is 46 permutation, and it comes under medium, and it is a part of top interview 150 question. So why I choose this question? This is one of the most asked questions in the interview, that is the permutations, and so we are going to solve it. We will first understand this question, the thought process behind it, and then we'll write the code. Okay, so let's start. Let's understand the question. Given an array of nums of distinct integer, return all the possible permutations. You can return the answer in any order. So what is permutations? Permutations, like we is the rearrangement of the elements in an array. So whatever the numbers or even characters are there in case of strings, so if you rearrange it, like if you change its places, then whatever word or the number we create, that is a permutation of that number. Okay, suppose here as an example, 1 2 3 is the numbers in the array. So if we change the positions of the numbers, like instead of 1 2 3, if we make it 1 3 2, so it is one of the permutation of the given array. Okay, so we need to find out all the permutations. Okay, let's understand the constraint over here. The constraint is the num's length won't be more than 6 and it will never be null, and the value will range between -10 to +10, and all integers of nums are unique. Okay, so now first thing, whenever people see this question, they like first you need to have a proper way, like how you will find the all the permutations. So you need to have that understanding first. Why I'm saying that? Because if any particular number is given to you, you should be in that position that you can write at least with the pen and paper, like I know these are all the permutations, not just in a random way. Okay, 1 2 3, then it will be 2 1 3, but how it is laid down, like there is a proper way of doing that. Okay, what it is? So let's see the whiteboard. So suppose 1 2 3, this is our array. Okay, first what we will do, we will keep 1, we will select first element, and so the remaining elements are 2 and 3, right? Now this is our first way, like we choose 1. Okay, now we have 3 ways of doing it. Suppose I'll choose 2. Okay, suppose now we choose 2, so our remaining array will be 1 and 3, right? Now we have another option for us. What if we choose 3? So in our resultant array, I'm adding 3, so our remaining array will be 1 and 2, right? So this is, if we repeat this process, suppose now come to the next stage. Now in our resultant array we already have 1. Now if I add, now we have two options, 2 or 3. Suppose in the first option, in systematic way, I added 2. Okay, then I am remaining with 3, right? Now I have left with third as an option, right? So I will add in my resultant array 3. Okay, now my remaining will be 2 if I choose 2 here, and if I choose 3 over here. Now similar to this, now in the resultant array I have 2, and I have two options, 1 and 3. If I choose 1, then my array will be 2 and 1, and my remaining will be 3, right? If I'll choose 3, then in my along with 2 I'll have 3 in my resultant array, and 1 will remain, right? Similarly, if I'll continue this branch, then in my resultant array I'll add 3 and 1, and remaining will be 2. Okay, and if I choose 2, then my resultant array will have 3 and 2, and remaining array will be 1. Okay, now now uh, now if I see this branch, 1 and 2 is already there, right? Now I only have one element left, so I don't have any options to choose the last. So 1 2 3. Now this is 1 and 3, and I have only one option, that is 2. So it will be 1 3 2, right? Similarly, in this case, I have 2 1 already in my resultant array, and I am left with only one element, so it will be 2 1 3. Similarly, in this case, it will become 2 3 1. Okay, now in this it will be 3 1, and one element which is remaining, it is 2, and the last one, it is 3 2 1. Okay, so now if you will see, so you got all the permutation in a systematic way, right? So whenever you want to find any permutation, like not via code, even if you want to write down like what will be all the permutations, you should follow this. Like take first element, then second element, fix the second element, or fix the third element, then go down to that branch and then take one more element and fix it in your resultant array, and like leave the remaining elements. So you should always focus on one element at a time and build this result. Okay, so now you know these are the result we need to find, right? So let's write the code for this. Okay, so what we need to return this result. Okay, so we'll name is a result, and it will be an array list. Okay, now we'll create one more overloaded method or permute where we'll pass our nums array. Okay, now I'm passing a empty array list which will hold my temporary list of data, because each one is a list, right? Now, and I am passing one more boolean array. Why? I'll let you know. So I'll just calculate the length. So it will be of this length, and I'm passing n for ease. Now after calculating, and I need to pass result also, where we'll add all the result. Now we'll return. Okay, now we have to write down this method. Okay, so I'm creating overloaded method. This will be a private method which will return void, name is permute, and this will have nums array, our result, temporary list, and boolean array. I'll name it flag. Okay, and the array length. Okay, so how we are going to write? So what we were doing in our whiteboard, so we were traversing each element one by one, right? So if this is the index 0, this is index 1, index 2. So here I fixed 0, here I fixed 1, here I fixed 3, right? So here I took 1, then I took 3, right? 2, sorry. So I took index 2. Similarly, here I took index 0, then index 2, right? And here I took 1, which is index 0, and here I took 2, which is index 1, right? So see, for the first time we took 0, and then we added 1, and then 2. So how we are making sure that for the first time if I am taking 1, then second time I should not take the 1 element? How we are making sure? So for that reason we will add that flag. So if we have already visited that particular array or array element, then we should not retraverse it. So for that reason we are going to have this boolean flag. Okay, so we'll create a for loop int I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Okay, so we will traverse every time all the element 0 1 2 0 1 2 0 1 2. If you will see, say here we are omitting 0, but kind of we are our loop will run for 0 1 2 0 1 2 and 0 1 2. So if we have already traversed, it will skip it. So for that reason we'll have the boolean array. Okay, so we'll add a if condition. If my flag of I is false, then only we are traversing it. So what we are doing, we are adding in our temporary list my value, okay, nums of I. Okay, we are going to add it. Now we are going to make our flag of I equal to true. Okay, now we are going to call recursively this method. Okay, so here we will pass nums, which is as it is, result as it is. Okay, new array list of list. Okay, and we are passing the list and then flag and then n. Okay, we are calling recursively because if you will see this, so it is same loop again and again, 0 1 2 0 1 2 0 1 2 0 1 2 every time, right? So we will call it now. So this is like a backtracking algorithm. So at last we will remove the last element in the list. Okay, -1, and I will make flag of I equal to false. Okay, so why we are doing it, I'll show you. So suppose for the first time my array is 0 1 2, right? So my array is 0. When my array is 0, I am over here, correct? So when my array is 0, I am over here, right? So I added my element in the list, which is this. I added my element in the list. Now what I'm doing, again I am calling this same method, right? So I'll go again and my I will again start from 0. Okay, now since I already traversed I, so I would have marked my flag as true. So here this will not enter for I equal to 0, right? But loop will continue. Now I will become 1. Now for 1, which is 2, right, which is and in the flag it is not there, so I'll choose 2. So in my this loop I'll add my 2. Okay, now I'll mark it as true after adding to the my list. So in my list currently I have 1 and 2, right? Now again till for I equal to 2, If I come here, then again it will call the permute, and again the loop will start from 0. Now 0, in the 0 is also marked as true for the flag that we have already traversed. For 1 also we have already traversed. Now for 2, so now for I equal to 2, which is the value is 3, which is not yet traversed. So for 3 we will do, and we will traverse 3. Okay, now we come over here. Now since we got one proper element, how you are making sure that we got one array complete? Because the size of the array becomes, our resultant array becomes equal to our size of the initial array, right? So we will add that base case over here. If temporary list size, okay, becomes equal to n, then we will add in our result set, okay, our list, and we are going to return from here. Okay, so now when you return from here, 3 is already marked as traversed, right? So then how we are going to traverse all these elements, right? Again, because we need to retraverse these, all these data. So for that purpose, how we are going to create 132. So for that purpose, the last element you have added, we are removing it, so that we will track back, we will come to this state. Okay, so after putting my data in the result set, I want to move back to this stage. So for this stage, to whatever the last element I have added, I need to remove that, right? So I'm removing this 3 from here. So this particular line does that. Okay, it will remove it, and I have to mark it as untraversed, so I'm making it as false. Okay, so now I came over here, my loop also ends because it is 3, right? Now again, for the second loop when we were here, so for that also we will traverse back to this stage. Now once we traverse back to this particular stage where I was 0, now we, in that particular stage, we traverse I equal to 2. Now for that my loop was 0. Now I want to take, I have already traversed this particular branch by taking I equal to 1 when my I0 is fixed, and I have taken this second index 1 as my second element, right? Now with that stage where we fix this, now we need to traverse the second branch where my I will become 3. Okay, so this third element I'll take. Okay, I'll remain 2 as it is, so it will give me 132. So you need to have a leap of faith that recursion will work like that. Once you traverse one single branch, and then you should leave on the recursion that it will do the similar thing for other elements. Okay, so now for that purpose, we will do the same thing for other. Okay, 132, when you will come back, then you need to traverse back to this particular stage, so that it will traverse back this, and from here instead of 1 you go to 2. Okay, so this is the code for this. Let's format and try to run this particular code. So our sample test case is passed. Let's try to submit this. So this got submitted. Hope you understood this question. Let me know if you need more visualization on the recursion part. I'll make a separate video for that. Thanks for watching.